Hey everyone, welcome back to Bodyhaven Soaps. My name is Darlene and I am the owner and creator of Bodyhaven Soaps, and the whole goal of this channel is to help fellow creators create. So I do share recipes with you that you can use for starting points and build from there. I do share how to make formulas and share some formulas as well, and bring information such as pH, all kinds of stuff, okay? So the whole goal is to use this as an educational source for fellow creators. One of the things that happened when I first started was the fact that I didn't have the information readily available. It was hard to find and I had to do so much research. So just a quick disclaimer, I am not schooled in this. I do not have a degree in cosmetology or anything like that. This is completely self-taught. And it's specifically for you to gather information and use as you see fit. Okay, so if that's something that interests you, then hit that subscribe button so you're notified when the next video comes up. And if you like my videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it greatly helps support my channel. And I can't thank every last one of you enough for all of the support over the last while. It's been amazing. All right, so today's video, you guys, is going to be on thickening liquid soap. So we just did the soap paste and then we did a video on liquid soap and how we made it. Now we made that turmeric soap, which we left at quite a light viscosity. I can't even talk anymore, as you can see, and that's because we used it in this foaming soap pump, and we don't want it thick, we want it fairly thin like that. Okay, but now what happens if we want to make it into, because you could use this for anything, you can make shower gel, bubble bath. It is a soap paste which has many uses. It's one of the things that I think everybody should make because we can make so many things from it, and it can be way more cost effective than buying all of these other ingredients. But what if I want to put my soap, my liquid soap, into a pump? Okay, if I want to put it into a pump, I need to thicken it up because otherwise when they squirt it out on their hands, it goes between the finger. You know what I'm saying, right? So we're going to go over how to thicken your liquid soap. Okay, so that's what today's video is going to be about. However, I did get a little parcel in the mail, so I'm going to quickly share that with you. These are the new stamps for my company. I did lose all of my stamps and everything in the flood for all of my branding and stuff, so I did get some new ones made. I did go with a new company this time, Stamp Camp it's called, out of Mission, BC here. And I can say, you know, as far as postage goes, whether I ordered it from here in BC, the last ones I ordered from Ontario, the postage was about the same. So there was no difference in postage amount that it cost the closer it was to me. That didn't matter. And there was nothing wrong with the company that I ordered it from before. I haven't opened these stamps to see if they actually are good quality stamps yet. I figured we would do that together. The only thing that, I mean, the company was really good to communicate with as far as, you know, what I needed for my images and things like that. But then the communication was very sparse after that. And then it took a long time. Okay, so let's check out these stamps together. So they do have some really nice, I mean, there's a thank you card in there. You know, that's quite nice. It's pretty heavy duty, so I mean, it is a pretty nice card. So there's a little thank you card and invites me to leave a review, that type of stuff. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. And then there is a little bookmark sort of thing, and it says, "My wish for you is that you continue to continue. Be who you are and astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness." So, I mean, nice little card. I did order a little stamping pad. I'll obviously have to go probably to either Staples or Michael's and get some bigger ones and better quality ones than this, but I did order one so I could try it out. Okay, and then I got a couple stamps. Now their packaging is quite cute. They've got little cotton bags that they have stamped their logo on, and I did get all 3 stamps that I had lost. So that is our boxing. So their packaging is quite cute. All right, let's take a look and see what we got. Yeah, they're quite cute packages to keep it in. Okay, and this is my first stamp, and the stamp looks fairly nice. And we'll tell over time the durability of it, but it looks fairly good. And my first stamp says, life is too short not to have good soap. That's the one stamp, and this goes on my wrapping paper, which I'll bring to you in another video. Once I've got soap bars that I'm going to be wrapping and stuff, I will bring that to you. Okay. Oh, they got 2 stamps in the same one. Okay, and this is just my Body Haven logo. Okay, and it's just the round logo for the Body Havens. And then this is the one that I use. You can see they've engraved it on the top so you can see what it is. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. But this just is my Body Haven Soaps logo that I will use on my cardboard boxes and stuff like that. And then this one here is the square Body Haven Soaps logo. So, and not sure, maybe you guys don't know the difference between all of my branding yet. So let's do a couple stamps. I grabbed a piece of paper here so we could try it out. So we've got the stamp kit here. Like I said, I'll buy some higher quality ones. But this is my square Body Haven Soaps logo. So let's try this stamp out. Okay, that works pretty good. And then this is my round Body Haven soaps, and it just depends. I use them on different things. Well, I did that one upside down. Flat goes away from you, so let's try that again. Oops. Apparently I shouldn't run a stamp. All right, so, I mean, they're fairly good quality stamps. Those are pretty crisp and clear. I'm pretty happy with that. This is my life is too short not to have good soap. There might be a few low spots in this one, but I do it on brown paper, so I think that that's going to be okay. It's not bad. It's still legible and crisp. And then let's try my big stamp that I use for on my boxes. I need to go and obviously get the bigger stamp pad for this, but let's see if we can get it to work. And that turns out pretty nice, even with not having a very even stamp pad. And that will be what goes on my boxes. So I can say that I'm happy with the stamps. The quality of the stamps is great. I did pay a fairly good price, but no more expensive than anywhere else I've ordered them from. So I do have my stamps back in, which is a huge bonus. And they are quite good quality stamps, so I'm pretty happy with that. You guys have any comments below about stamps or any ideas or places that you guys like to buy stamps that may be closer to other subscribers and be more effective for them? Put it in the comments below so some of my other subscribers might be able to get ideas of where to get stamps and ideas of different options they can for their branding as well. Okay, so overall I would say that I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's get into the thickening of soap here. Let me just put my hair up to make sure I've got my hair back. I get headaches with my hair tied up, so I don't necessarily do that unless I'm actually working on stuff. All right, so we got our gloves on. We have our soap here. Okay, so this is the exact same soap that we made in the last recipe, you guys. I've just divided it into a couple pieces. We went through and made this in our last one. So this is, you know, over a day old, and you know they thicken up the longer you let them sit. And you can see that this still works really well as far as the foaming ability. And that's from the last one that we made. Okay, so that still works really good in the foam pump, which is awesome. Just for an example to show you guys. Now to thicken it up. Now, some people will always say, I've seen lots of videos out there that say, use salt, use salt, use salt. Yeah, you can use salt. That's the most cost-effective, natural way we have to thicken a liquid soap. But we need to keep in mind, not all soaps will thicken with salt. Okay, so I'm going to give you two different options. So in here, I have my salt and water solution. Okay, and I've just got, you know, 40% salt and 60% water solution here, distilled water. Okay, so it's clean water. And then I also use Crofix thickener liquid, and this stuff is amazing with the ones that we cannot thicken using a salt. So there is no specific measurement I'm going to give you here, because it's really going to depend on the product, how much you diluted it, everything like that. And honestly, with this stuff, I really don't measure, but anything you put in your products must be listed on the ingredient label, right? So salt is something that people can read and they understand it, and I like to have those things on my ingredients list that people actually understand what it is that's in there. So this one we're going to thicken with salt, and I'm just going to put in, I don't know, a few drops here, and we're going to stir that up. I moved you guys in a little bit closer so you could see. So just give that salt a really good stir in there, and I mean, give it a few minutes to thicken up before you add more. You know, we have adjusted the pH and stuff in this, but just give that a good stir. Okay, now let's take the Crofix, and let's put some of that in. This is a brand new one I just bought, a small bottle of this, because I have so much going on actually. All right, and I'm just going to put in a small drop. It doesn't take a lot of this, you guys. And then once you stir this in, so I'm going to put in just a little bit, and it's fairly thick stuff. And I'm going to take another spoon and I'm going to stir that in. And I can feel that thicken already, but do not add more if you want it thicker. Wait at least 10 minutes. This continues to thicken for a while. So sometimes I will even wait, you know, 15 minutes or so. If you're not feeling like it's thickening up, then go ahead and add a little bit more, but it will continue thickening for probably the next 10 to 15 minutes. So don't rush it when you're doing this. Remember, I'm just doing a small batch here. You guys will be doing a bigger batch, but you can see the salt has not thickened that very much yet. And you take the Crofix thickener and it has thickened quite a bit. So we're going to just leave this for 10 minutes, and then I will bring you back and show you what we're looking at. Okay guys, so about 10 minutes has gone by, and you can see this has not thickened up very much. You can see that it is still quite runny, okay? And the reason being is the type of surfactant in here. Salt is not going to thicken this up. You would have to use so much, and even then it probably wouldn't thicken that up. So just a heads up, salt doesn't work in everything. Okay, I can do a video later of the type of surfactants, but I mean, when you're making your homemade surfactants here, because of how I've made this, it's just not going to work. Okay, now when you look at the Crowthix thickener, I mean, it has thickened that right up, and you guys seen how much I used. Not a lot. Now it's fairly thick because there's quite a bit of bubbles in here already because it started to thicken. We can get rid of some of those bubbles by spraying some rubbing alcohol on there. But as you can see, that is quite a bit thicker. So this is going to work in my pump. Okay. Now, tip to you guys, once you've put salt in it, don't go and try and fix it with this. In general, I find that just makes a mess. So take a small amount, test it first. When I make a new formula and I'm unsure of what will thicken with salt and what won't, I will just try salt. Okay, and this is just regular sea salt. Okay, and I will try that in here to see if it'll thicken. And as you can see, it did slightly, but not a whole lot. Okay, but I can't fix it now. That's why I'm going to use a small amount, try the salt. This is what it is now. Okay, I'm not going to add any more to it. This is going to work, and it's going to work in my pump very easily. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually going to fill the rest of this up, because that should fill this bottle with some more of this turmeric, because I've got it fairly thick that I think that I could actually fill that whole bottle with this. And this is simply just cooled soap that you guys seen me make the other day. It is the same stuff. But we're going to give this a good stir to get all of that mixed in and see if we need more Crowthix in there, but it was fairly thick. Give this a few minutes to thicken up and we'll see where we are. The thing with this is it's fairly expensive. You don't use a whole lot. What is this? This is 4.2 ounces or 125 milliliters, and I did get this at Voyager Soap, and it was $12. Now obviously you buy it in the larger quantities, you save a little, but it's still fairly pricey stuff compared to your salt. So when I start a new recipe, you guys, I will always attempt it with salt with a small amount and see what happens. If it doesn't work, I will go to this, but in saying that, this is obviously the most natural and cost-effective way, okay, to be able to do this. But this isn't a horrible product. That's why I will use this, okay? So if that makes sense. And also, once it thickens, you guys, before you go and sell this, you should wait at least a week. Okay, when you make liquid soap or you make a new formula, I would always wait at least a week to see if it holds its thickness. I would also see if it holds its lather, because we did adjust the pH in this, and pH is one of those things that if it's not in the right place when it comes to a liquid soap, as we discussed in the previous video, it just loses its sudsing ability. Okay, we need it to be, I mean, 8 at the very lowest to get that sudsing property. Okay, but I wouldn't go much lower than that with a liquid soap. Remember, it is a wash-off product, and your skin is designed to accommodate that. So I would at least give liquid soap a week before I went and started selling it from a new formula. Once you've formulated it, you guys, and if you're going to start making this in big batches, you can weigh as you're putting this in to see how much you put in per thing, so you can do your cost projection and all of that kind of stuff, which would be what I would do in a larger batch. But I'm just doing this for an example, and it's really going to depend on your additives. All right, and another thing, you guys, that this Crowthix thickener, that's what you're going to have to use if you want to use like jojoba beads or bursting beads inside your shower gels or anything like that. That's going to be what's going to have that suspension and able to hold those things throughout the product. Salt, I find, doesn't do that. As you can see, this has gotten quite thick. We're going to pour this into here, hopefully without making too big of a mess. And I always tend to overfill these because I forget that tube takes up some of the space. So let's see what I got going. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit over full. So we'll take a little bit over. I have a tendency to do that. Need to have a little bit less in there so that the insides of that pump can fit in there. And remember that the bubbles will come out of this. Okay, and as simple as that, guys. So that is our Thicken pumpable liquid. And it will work quite well in here as a pump soap. Okay, so this is what you would use to thicken it for the recipe I showed you, not salt. Okay, some recipes you can use salt. All right, so hopefully you guys gained some information from this and found some of it useful. You have any questions, please ask them below. And thanks again for all your guys' support. Have a great day.